Hello friends. Okay, I have a very special announcement today. It is the moment you've been waiting for. Traveling to Vietnam, November 2024, November 7th through the 13th is the 7-day itinerary that you can come on to travel with me, Rated V, on a vegan trip. If you've ever wanted to travel with other like-minded vegans, or just maybe you just want to go and see what it's like to travel with me, now is the opportunity. You guys, I'm excited because I've never been to Vietnam. So this is going to be a first time experience for a lot of us if you sign up. I wanted to make this video to kind of just give you the rundown on all the details, because I'm sure you guys all have all these questions like, oh my gosh, how much does it cost? What's included? Is this going to be worth it? Like, I don't know. Let me tell you, yes, and I'm here to share everything, okay? I'm excited, so you should be excited. So let's get into it. Number one, again, the date. November 7th through 13th is the date of the actual itinerary, okay? So what does that mean? That means November 7th is the first day we check in and we're all gonna have dinner together, okay? What's included in this 7-day itinerary? There's gonna be 6 breakfasts, 4 lunches, and 3 dinners. Now, the reason that they don't have everything planned out to the T is because they want to give us some time to check out our own things. I don't know about you, but I'm sure there's been times where you travel in groups and sometimes you're gonna like, you know what, I kind of want to break away from the group. I kind of want to do my own thing, and there's freedom to do that. However, because I'm me, I've already looked up some vegan restaurants in each place, and I'm gonna do what I normally do, which is go and scope out the vegan food scene in these cities. Something to keep in mind is Trovatrip is not a vegan travel company, okay? That's a disclaimer. Just, I want you guys to know that. I am, however, working with them to make this trip very vegan friendly, and they are very open and supportive about that. They understand that the vegan community is important, and like, we want certain types of food and experiences, right? And I'm very high maintenance when it comes to my food. So I'm gonna be talking with the guide and actually looking at menus at the restaurants like suggested to go on these tours, because there is a list of hotels and restaurants that they work with, right? If you've ever gone on a group tour, that's normal, right? So it's very much expected. So it's nice that they can be accommodating, right? Okay, so back to the day one of the itinerary, right? There's gonna be multiple like shuttles going in and out from the airport to pick you up, to take you to the hotel that we're meeting at and the dinner. Now, I will say this. Me personally, I will probably be landing a couple days before the start date, only because of jet lag. I do have the ability to run on adrenaline. I am just that kind of person. I was blessed with a certain amount of energy that if push comes to shove, I can run on pure adrenaline. Give me caffeine, I will make this happen. But because you will be arriving in the evening, that might be a good thing, because then you just have to do dinner and you go to sleep and we're ready to go the next day. Like, you have to be ready to go the next day. If you're someone who's a little sensitive to jet lag, that's why I would suggest just trying to adjust a couple days before. Or maybe you want to explore Hanoi before you get to the itinerary, right? You want to kind of do your own thing, and that's totally fine, which is why I'm also maybe thinking of arriving early, because I'm like, well, kind of like to do my own exploration before. So where are we going? This 7-day itinerary includes 3 cities. So if you're thinking, is this gonna have a lot of stuff? Is it worth it? Yes. When you look at this itinerary, it's 3 cities. So it's starting in Hanoi, and then Ha Long Bay, and then Ninh Bìhn. You're probably thinking, I've never heard of those other 2 places. Guess what? I hadn't heard too much either, but after talking to a really good friend of mine who lived in Vietnam as a vegan, in fact, that's where she became vegan, shout out to Ashley, love you. She mentioned that it was amazing, because she just said that those places are definitely worth experiencing. They're not the big trendy cities, the popular destinations that a lot of people go to. So it's nice that we'd be working with a tour company and a guide to take us to these places and show us, you know, the little things and like cities and towns and experiences that probably us ourselves, if we were planning a trip to Vietnam, would never have known to look into. If I was planning my own trip to Vietnam, I know I probably wouldn't have looked into those places. I would have looked into the big cities, Hanoi, Saigon, and, you know, so it's like, it's nice that things that weren't top of mind are actually gonna be included. And then once I looked into them, I'm like, this sounds amazing. So let me tell you a little bit about how it's gonna start. First, we're gonna start in Hanoi, right? have a full day there, day and a half, explore the city. And then the next day we're gonna get our transportation. Again, all transportation is covered, all accommodation is included in the price, all these meals like I mentioned, and what you're paying for is these experiences, the guides, the not having to plan anything. Sure, there's a few meals that you're gonna have to pay out of pocket, but Vietnam is very great if you are traveling as a foreigner, you know what I mean? Like exchange rate is great, so it's not gonna break the bank. Like let's say if you're coming from the US or Canada or Europe, let's say, right? Okay, so after Hanoi, we're gonna go to Ha Long Bay. Ha Long Bay is known for their emerald waters. This is probably the popular photos you've seen with like the beautiful cliffs and then the boats in between. It's super picturesque. If you love outdoors and adventures, like this is something you're definitely gonna wanna do. And then from there, we're gonna go to Ninh Bìhn, which you guys, again, if you've never heard of Ninh Bìhn, this is a beautiful, it's known for its lush, like farm and scenery and culture and heritage. And what I like about this is where we're gonna spend time with a local family and they're gonna cook for us on their farm. We're gonna eat with a family and be on their farm. Like how cool is that? Like that's an amazing experience. There's gonna be a cooking class on this itinerary. We're gonna have boat tours. We're gonna be able to eat on a cruise. Like it just sounds so cool. Again, I'm not gonna give you all the details now because I want you guys to look in the itinerary to see all the details like by day, like where we're gonna be staying. We're gonna be staying at all 4-star hotels, right? So yay, a little bit bougie stuff. Now, price. How much does this cost? Is it gonna break the bank? It's actually very, very affordable, very reasonable. So if you wanna buy early bird, the first 8 people to buy, it's gonna be $17.99, okay? After that, it's gonna be $18.99. Again, this does not include your flight. This includes accommodation for 7 days. It includes, transportation, the guide who's gonna be taking us everywhere, giving us all this information, the food, and just the ability to be able to connect with other vegan people, to be able to connect with me, and just like, you might even be able to see behind the scenes of how I film. Like I'm probably gonna be doing vlogs / taking my camera. Who knows? I might even ask them, maybe be like, hey, do you mind like holding the camera for me right here? So I think it's just something that's gonna be really fun. And if you've been on these tours before, you know that sometimes they're even more expensive than this. I've seen, other tour companies charge twice the amount for what you're gonna be getting here, right? So I think it's a very good price. So how does it work for payment? I have a lot of good news on this. First, to secure your spot, you only need 25% down. Like if you sign up today, you only need to put 25% down. You don't need to pay the balance until 60 days before you leave on this trip, before the starting date, right? So you have 2 full months to pay before the trip starts to pay the balance, right? Up until then, you can pay. You can even, if you're from the States, you can sign up with a firm for a payment plan. So if you want to pay in installments, you can do that, which I think is an amazing opportunity, right? So shout out to a firm being able to do this in the States, right? The sooner you buy it, the sooner you're going to be one of the first 8 people to get it and secure your spot. Again, you only have to put 25% down. If for whatever reason you have questions about cancellation and all of that, you can definitely message me. So again, if you guys have ever wanted to travel to Southeast Asia or Vietnam, and maybe you don't want to travel by yourself, you want to travel with a group, but you want to travel with vegans because of your dietary restrictions, you guys, this is an amazing opportunity. I picked the month of November because November is a really nice time to go to Vietnam. It's not super hot, it's not rainy season, so we don't have to worry about that. Trust me, I hate the rain, so I made sure to check. Guys, I love pho, all right? I love pho, I love bún chả, I love everything. And you best believe I'm gonna be trying to get my fix on all these delicious vegan foods. Vietnam in general has a lot of vegan options because of the Buddhist culture. They were basically the inventors of mock meats, okay? They're the OGs who started mock meats. So, homage Vietnam, let's go. I am excited, I cannot wait. So please let me know if you guys are gonna come on this trip. The link and information and everything that you need to know about this trip is in the description box, so make sure to take a look at that. I will put in a lot of the information that I said here also, so you guys can read it over. So let me know, DM me on Instagram if you have any questions. This is my Instagram right here. You can also drop some stuff in the comments and I will try to answer as much as I can as well. But let's do this. Who's excited? If you're excited and you're totally down to go, please let me know in the comments that you're like, yes, I'm down. I'm gonna tell all my friends, tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell whoever wants to go. Let's do this. I think it'll just be a lot of fun. I love meeting people and it will be kind of like a little mini party. Okay, thank you again so much, and can't wait to go on this trip with you guys.